All right, so are you ready to dive into some really fascinating territory?
Yeah.
We're tackling dating advice today.
Oh, cool.
And, we like to go straight to the source. So we're actually going to be dissecting a YouTube video for this one.
Right.
Specifically, how to approach women.
That's right. And this isn't just any YouTube video.
Oh.
We are going deep with Apollonia Ponti
Okay.
and her take on approaching women in a way that's both effective and, more importantly, respectful.
Exactly. The video is called How to Approach Girls Effective plus Boldness Rejection Proof.
Right.
Now, I know what you might be thinking, YouTube dating coach.
Right.
But trust me on this.
Okay.
Ponti's a woman offering advice from a woman's perspective, and she drops some serious knowledge bombs.
Absolutely. And what's refreshing is that her approach is all about genuine connection.
Yeah.
Not those played out pickup artist tactics.
No, not at all. Okay, so let's break down her key points.
Okay.
She starts by emphasizing first impressions, which of course makes sense.
Sure.
But she really breaks it down. It's not just about looking good. It's about projecting the right energy.
Okay.
She's a big believer in the power of a genuine smile.
Right.
And direct eye contact.
And there's a ton of research to back this up.
Oh, yeah.
We're wired to pick up on those nonverbal cues. A genuine smile signals warmth, approachability.
Right.
While holding someone's gaze shows confidence and interest.
Oh, interesting.
Think about it. You're more likely to be receptive to someone who seems genuinely happy to see you and interested in what you have to say.
Totally. And this leads perfectly into Ponti's next point.
Okay.
Which I love.
Yeah.
Ditch the cheesy pickup lines. She's all about being direct.
Right.
And authentic.
I like that.
Her suggestion is to start with something like, I just wanted to come over here and tell you. And then follow it up with a genuine compliment or observation.
It's brilliant because it cuts through all the BS.
Yeah.
And shows you're not trying to play games.
Right.
Think about how many times you've heard a cheesy pickup line.
Oh, so many.
They're often impersonal and frankly, a little insulting.
Yeah.
This approach shows you're actually paying attention and interested in the person.
Yeah.
Not just trying to get a reaction.
Now, this next point is super important,
Right.
especially for you guys out there.
Okay.
Ponti's really big on respecting personal space.
Yeah.
She actually recommends using what she calls the L-shaped stance.
Interesting.
When approaching a woman,
Okay.
you angle your body slightly away,
Okay.
giving her space and an easy exit if she wants it.
This ties into proxemics,
No.
which is the study of personal space.
Okay.
Invading someone's personal space,
Right.
especially a woman's,
Yeah.
can trigger a fight or flight response.
Wow.
It can make them feel uncomfortable and unsafe,
Right.
which is the last thing you want. Of course. By respecting her boundaries, you're showing that you're considerate and aware of her comfort level.
It's all about making her feel at ease, not like she's cornered or pressured. Okay, ready for this?
Yeah.
Ponti has this hilarious point
Okay.
about tonality and facial expressions.
Okay.
She uses the example of saying, I love healthy food in different ways.
Okay.
Happy, angry, sarcastic, to show how the same words can have totally different meanings depending on how you deliver them.
This is so crucial.
Yeah.
It's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it.
Right.
We communicate so much through nonverbal cues.
Yeah.
Your tone of voice, your facial expressions, even your posture, all send subtle signals that can completely change the interpretation of your words.
I see.
You can say, I'm fine.
Right.
But if your voice is flat and your face is tense, everyone knows you're not actually fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It all boils down to authenticity. When your words align with your nonverbal cues, you come across as genuine and trustworthy.
Right.
And think about it. Those are qualities we all look for in a potential partner.
So true. And speaking of reading the room, Ponti has this cool concept she calls environmental tactics, which basically means using your surroundings to strike up a conversation organically.
Right.
Like, imagine you're at Starbucks.
Okay.
You could casually turn to the woman next to you and say, I'm a creature of habit. I always get the same drink here. Have you tried anything new lately that you'd recommend?
I love this because it shows you're present and engaged with your environment.
Yeah.
It also gives you a shared point of reference to start the conversation, which can feel less intimidating than trying to come up with something completely out of the blue.
Right. It's like using the environment as a springboard for connection. And once you've got the conversation going, Ponti stresses the importance of what she calls stacking forward.
Stacking forward.
Which basically means building on what the other person is saying.
Okay. And asking relevant follow-up questions.
This is where active listening comes in.
Yes.
It's about showing genuine interest in what the other person has to say.
Yeah.
Not just waiting for your turn to talk.
Right.
When you ask thoughtful questions that connect back to their responses, you demonstrate that you're actually listening and engaged, which can be incredibly flattering and attractive.
It's about creating a flow, a back and forth exchange, rather than just bombarding them with random questions like some kind of interview. She even has a name for that.
Oh, really?
The Barbara Walters approach. And let's be honest, no one wants to feel like they're being interrogated.
Nope.
It's about building rapport.
Right.
Establishing a connection through a natural, organic conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the conversations you enjoy the most.
Yeah.
They're usually the ones where you feel heard and understood.
Absolutely.
Where there's a genuine exchange of ideas and experiences.
Okay, so this is something I think we all struggle with at some point.
Oh.
Handling rejection. Ponti's advice here is pretty straightforward. If a woman's not interested, don't force it.
Right.
Read the signs, respect her boundaries, and move on gracefully.
This goes back to self-respect and emotional intelligence. It's easy to take rejection personally.
Right.
But it's important to remember that it's not always about you.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own preferences and circumstances.
Right.
And sometimes it's just not a match.
Yeah.
The key is to handle it with grace and respect, both for yourself and the other person.
It's about not letting a few no's discourage you from putting yourself out there and trying again.
Absolutely.
And speaking of putting yourself out there, Ponti has this really interesting concept she calls conscious vulnerability.
Okay.
Which might sound counterintuitive,
right?
But it's actually really powerful.
It's the idea of letting go of the need to appear perfectly confident and polished all the time. In fact, she encourages people, especially those who are shy or nervous, to admit their vulnerability.
I can already hear you thinking, oh, wait, admit I'm nervous. Wouldn't that be a turnoff?
Right.
But Ponti argues that it can actually be incredibly disarming and endearing.
Think about it this way. We all get nervous in new situations, especially when we're attracted to someone.
Right.
By admitting your nervousness, you're showing that you're human.
Yeah.
That you're not afraid to be real. And that can be incredibly appealing.
Plus, it takes the pressure off trying to maintain this facade of effortless confidence.
Okay.
And who knows, it might even make the other person feel more comfortable and relaxed.
Yeah.
Now, this is where things get a little spicy.
Okay.
Ponti talks about this idea of shit tests.
Shit tests.
Which are basically little comments or actions designed to test your confidence and see how you react.
It's almost like a subtle power play.
Right.
Some people consciously or unconsciously use these little digs to see if they can rattle you. To see if you'll get defensive or insecure.
Right.
It's a way of gauging your emotional stability and how you handle pressure.
And her advice...
Don't take the bait.
Don't take the bait.
Instead, she suggests positively misinterpreting these comments.
Okay, I like that.
It's such a clever strategy.
Yeah.
Because it completely flips the script.
Right.
Instead of getting sucked into the negativity, you take control of the situation by choosing to see it in a positive light.
She gives this great example.
Okay.
Imagine someone says, that's an interesting shirt. You must be a big fan of. Insert band you've never heard of.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of getting defensive or trying to prove your musical knowledge, you could just laugh and say, you know, I found it at a thrift store and love the colors. It reminds me of something my grandma would wear.
You've taken a potentially awkward or even insulting comment.
Right.
And turn it into an opportunity to showcase your sense of humor and your confidence.
Yeah.
It shows you're not easily rattled.
Yeah.
You don't take yourself too seriously, and you're comfortable in your own skin.
It's like you're saying, nice try, but I'm not playing that game. And honestly, that kind of self-assurance can be incredibly attractive. It shows you have a strong sense of self, and you're not going to let others dictate your emotional state.
Exactly. It's about maintaining your composure and choosing how you want to react rather than letting others push your buttons.
It's like almost like you're kind of like taking their power away.
Right.
Like,
and you know, it's so funny because it's like this advice isn't just for like picking up women.
No, exactly.
It's just like about communication and connection in general.
Right.
Like these are...
It applies to everything.
These are skills that could benefit you.
Yeah.
In all areas of life.
Totally.
From your career to your personal relationships.
That's such a good point. It's like she's giving us a roadmap for navigating social interactions with confidence and authenticity.
And it all starts with self-awareness.
Yeah.
Think about your own communication style.
Okay.
What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? How do you typically approach new people? And how do you think you're perceived by others?
That's so key. Because once you have that self-awareness, you can start to make conscious choices about how you interact with the world.
Right.
You can choose to smile more, make more eye contact.
Yeah.
And approach people with genuine warmth and curiosity.
You can practice active listening, asking thoughtful questions.
Yeah.
And responding to challenges with grace and humor.
Oh, I like that.
It's about becoming the best version of yourself, both in dating and in all areas of life.
So for you listening, what's one big takeaway here? What's like the nugget of wisdom that you can walk away with and start applying today?
I think it's this: approaching women, or anyone for that matter, shouldn't feel like a game or a performance.
No, I agree.
It's about genuine connection.
Yes.
It's about being your authentic self.
Right.
Showing respect and being open to the possibility of something amazing.
I love that. It's about embracing the journey, not just focusing on the destination.
And remember, confidence is like a muscle.
Okay.
The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Practice these techniques and see what happens.
You never know. You might just surprise yourself.
Right.
And on that note, we are wrapping up our deep dive into approaching women from a woman's perspective.
Very cool.
We hope you found this insightful, empowering, and maybe even a little bit entertaining.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
Yes.
Keep exploring, keep connecting.
Keep diving deep.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
See you.